What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner? Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review, and today I will be reviewing the insanely popular Munchkin Deluxe by Steve Jackson Games. This is for 3 to 6 players. It'll take you about 1 to 2 hours to play, and it's for ages 10 and up. And if you've never heard of this game, then get out from underneath the rock you were under and go play it, because this is one of the most popular games out there. And we'll see what all the fuss is about. But first, let's take a look at the box. The box itself, you got some very appealing, unique artwork on the front, very tongue-in-cheek with your warrior and a chainsaw. It's called the Orc Begone. You got a dragon and a flaming bull. And on the back, you have a brief description of the game, some of the actual pieces you're going to get inside, and some of the mock cards. The box itself is about 10 to 11 inches by 10 to 11 inches and about 2 inches tall. It's not too big, not too small. It's pretty thin. And it's just an appealing box. Let's have a look inside and see what's in there. Alright, so inside of Munchkin, you're going to get quite a few things. First and foremost, you're going to get your, well, let's go over that first. You're going to get your little advertisement, which has all the different kinds of Munchkins that you can buy if you enjoy this Munchkin. The good, the bad, and the Munchkin, Super Munchkin, Munchkin Impossible, Tula Munchkin, Star Munchkin, Munchkin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I think there's 15 of them. Munchkin Bites, there's just insane amounts of Munchkin. The game is extremely popular, so they've made just a boatload of expansions. And the great thing is, they're standalone games, but they're also expansions. So if you like superheroes, you can just pick up Super Munchkin, play that as a standalone game, or you can add it to your generic Munchkin deck, which is actually very, very nice. Next, you're going to get your rule book, which you will get a lot of use out. You better keep this thing handy because you will be coming back to it numerous times because the rules are very complex until you know them. They're a little bit daunting, and there's just a lot to go over in this rule booklet. But luckily, most of that stuff is also on the cards, which we're going to go into. Next, you're going to get 2 types of cards. You're going to get your door cards, which will have various different things. You're going to kick down the door, and you have they have races and classes. You have curses. This one's lose 1 big item, which will help you fight monsters. The big items do. There's monsters. The level 12 Tongue Demon, a creature from hell, +4 against clerics. You got your level 14 unspeakably awful. What is that word? Indescribable Horror, sorry, reading upside down, which is +4 against warriors. And that level 14 means you have to have at least a 15 to beat it, which we'll go into in a second. Next, but if you beat the monsters over here, you're going to get your awesome treasure pile, which are going to have the things that you want, like your +3 bonus Dagger of Treachery, usable by Thief only, or your Potion of Halitosis, used during any combat. It's going to give +2 to whichever side you want. So if you want the monster to be stronger when another player is playing, or you want yourself to be stronger, you can do it that way. And there's the wishing ring, and there's the helms, and everything has their own unique pictures, which are very appealing. And you're going to want to read everything, and they're just very nicely done. Your electroactive radio acid poison, which is going to give +5 to whichever side you want. They also, you'll notice at the bottom, have gold pieces. How much gold pieces they're worth. This one's worth 400. This one's worth no value. That one's worth 700. And you can sell those to gain levels. Because the object of the game, as I'm going to tell you, is to get to level 10. Sounds pretty easy, right? You start down at 1, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's all you got to do. Very simple. Why does the game take 1 to 2 hours? I'll tell you why. Because people can and will backstab you in Munchkin. One of the hearts, the theme of Munchkin is kill the monster, steal the treasure, and stab your buddy. And they mean in the back, because you will be backstabbing. You'll be wheeling and dealing this game, because a lot of times you're not going to be able to fight a monster. So say if you draw a monster and it's like a level 16 monster, and you're a level 1. Obviously, you're going to have to run from it or get help from someone else. In this case, you probably have to run from it. But say if it's a level 4 monster, you can get help. But in order to get help from someone, you're going to have to give them some of your treasure cards. Because when you see a monster on here, it'll say, oh, you're going to get 3 treasures and 1 level. Which means if you defeat that monster, you'll go up 1 level, and you'll get 3 of these treasure cards. However, if someone helps you, they'll say, all right, I want 2 of the treasure cards. It's very interesting. You're going to have to negotiate a lot. But let's get back into what else you get. You're going to get one customized dice in Munchkin Deluxe, and the only difference is it's got, instead of a 1, it's got the little helmet. Nothing too spectacular. You're going to get your player cards because your sex will matter in this game a little bit, whether you're a male or a female. And you're going to get your nice little molded pawns made out of plastic with the guy holding the Orc-Begone chainsaw. They're very nicely done. But as I said, you just got to get to level 10. Let's go over a mock hand so you can see the game a little bit in action. So, first thing you're going to do, for however many players, you get 3 to 6. We're just going to have 3 players for this hand. You're going to deal out 4 cards. You're going to get 2 of the door cards, and you're going to get 2 of the treasure cards. You're going to look at your cards at the very beginning, and you're going to see what you got. So, you're going to lay out any classes or races you got. So, this guy's got a dwarf card. It says you can carry any number of big items, and you can have 6 cards in your hand, because normally you can only have 5. That's a very useful race. So we'll set that down in front of you. So now you are a dwarf. You're also, what's this, a half-breed. You may have 2 race cards. So you set this down, and now if you get another race card, you will be able to have 2 different races and all the benefits that come with that race, which is nice. What else has he got? He's got a flask of glue. This is used when someone successfully escapes combat for any reason. They must re-roll the escape. Because as I mentioned, you have to run away from certain monsters sometimes. And if you don't successfully run away, bad things will happen. Actually, what happens is, they even have it on the monsters. They have the description of the monster. This is the level 8 gazebo. No one can help you. You must face the gazebo alone, so no one can help you on this one. And the bad stuff is you lose 3 levels, which is a big hit on you. And each one will have its own unique bad stuff and its own unique little quirks. Some do more damage for women or some more damage for men, which is where the sex cards come into play, which sex you are. And some of them actually won't even hurt you, so it's very interesting. Next, you're going to look, and we're going to see that this guy's got the +2 bonus, the Singing and Dancing Sword. So he's going to lay this down, and it's not usable by Thief. Luckily, he's not a thief. So he's going to lay this down. So right now, our green guy, we'll just say he's going first, he is going to be able to do 3 damage. He's got his +2 bonus on his sword, and then you also get to add whatever level you are. So if you're level 6, you get +6. If you're level 1, like he is, he's going to get +1. So he's got his +2 bonus on his sword, his +1 bonus on for being level 1, and he is ready to potentially fight a monster. The first thing he's going to do is he's going to flip over 1 card. No matter what it is, you have to show it. Everybody has to see it. So he has got lucky and gotten a level 2 pit bull. This is a monster, and it says, if you can't defeat it, you may distract it. Automatic escape, so you don't have to run away, by dropping any wand, pole, or staff. Fetch Fido. And there's a lot of humor in these cards. And then the bad stuff. Fang marks in your butt. Lose 2 levels. So, this guy is lucked out. He has +3, and this is a level 2 monster, so he'd knock his hand and say, count to 3, 1, 2. Does anyone want to help or hurt this monster? This is where the backstabbing comes into play. We'll take a look at some of the other players' cards. He has got a humongous +10 to monsters. Now, this is a very good card. If the red guy wanted to be a jerk and stop him, what he could do is say, all right, I'm going to play this +10 humongous on this monster, and this monster is now doing 12 damage, which means this guy is not in a very good position anymore. So he might say, all right, I'm going to see if I can get help from the blue guy. Maybe the blue guy can help me fight the monster. What kind of damage are you doing, blue guy? And you're going to go around the table and try and see if anyone can help you out by laying down potions or helping you out in other ways, and you're going to offer them treasure. It can get very interesting, very convoluted. Some feelings can get hurt. You'll be backstabbing and trying to wheel and deal your way to more treasure, because the treasure is the heart of the game, and there's certain cards that you're going to hold on to the very end of the game. This is one of those. This card you would definitely not want to use at the beginning of the game, because it says the bad stuff is this guy loses 2 levels, but he's already level 1, so it's really not that painful. But if you save this till the end of the game, when somebody's about to win, you lay this down, that monster goes big real quick. You got a level 17 monster, you add 10 to it, you're doing 27. But you'll also come to find that you're going to get tons of swords and hats and other sorts of trinkets that are going to add to your damage. And it just gets fun to look at all your cards and say, wow, I'm the super warrior. And, you know, it's a very interesting way they did things. Also, another thing, you can sell things, as I believe I mentioned. It's going to say 600 gold pieces down here. So if you sold this, you're not going to get anything. But if you sold this along with this sword, you would have 600 gold pieces and 400 gold pieces. If you sell 1,000 things worth of gold pieces, you can move up 1 level. So the cards that you're not going to use, or say you're a thief so you can't use the sword, you just sell it. and you could move up levels that way. However, you can't win the game by selling. You have to defeat a monster in order to win the game. Very interesting concept. So, Munchkin Deluxe, what's my final verdict? Let's go over the cons and the pros first. On the con side, this game can drag on for a long time, especially if you're someone like me who does not like to lose, because there are cards that will completely change the game on its head. You may think, oh, this guy's one where you lay one card, boom, game is not over, and it can last for another 20 to 30 minutes. Also, it can get some people angry. In particular, if you pick on someone else, they will get angry. It's just one of those games where backstabbing is just the name of the game. And some people are just, they don't take it very well. Any other cons I have? I would say some of the rules, you're going to come back to the rule book a lot because it's just the way the game is. You know, it's not a complex game per se, but there's just a lot of but if this, but if this, but if that. There's a lot of those in there, but luckily everything's clearly stated on the cards, which I went over earlier. On the pro side, though, it is a great game. You get this out, and as long as everybody doesn't mind reading the cards, you're going to have a blast trying to backstab each other and fight the monsters and get the gold, looking at the artwork and reading the unique details, and even the rule booklet has humor in it, the cards have humor in it. Everything is very well done on this game, which explains why there's like 500 expansions, not really 500. It's just a fantastic game. Now, I reviewed Munchkin Deluxe today, but they also just have plain Munchkin and Super Munchkin and all the other Munchkins out there, and you can just use those with a pen and a paper. But I personally like the board. I like the little pieces, the nice sturdy little pieces. They're cool, they're fun to play with, and I think it just adds a little extra oomph to the game. So, overall, Munchkin Deluxe, highly recommended. Go pick it up. It is definitely worth your money, and you will come back to it time and time again. And eventually, once it starts to get a little stagnant, you can always go out and get one of those expansions that are just straight cards. So, if you enjoyed this review, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for your time, YouTube.
That was a review for Munchkin Deluxe. For more reviews, check back at Bauer's Game Corner.